Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Marnie Hernandez, and today we are doing Alaska training, certification training. No, you do have to, Melissa, you do have to register. So just click on that link. Maybe it's taking a while. So what this is if you're new, guys, we get together twice a week and we do certificate training. It's something that I started to do because my accountability partner, Nikki, I've been with the company 5 years and still half of the, vendors and stuff, I never did the training on them. And I kept saying, oh, I'll do it. And then finally I'm like, she's like, when are you going to do it? So I finally, when I quit my job, my 9 to 5, I then was able to start making time for myself and my career, okay, in travel. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and oh, am I in my profile? So I decided I'm going to go in and start learning these different vendors. Okay. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I invite you guys along with me? So yes, I am in. Yay. All right. So I'm in here. So let's go ahead. So I decided to say, hey guys, I'm going to be doing this training. If you'd love to join me, let's do it. And so I invited you guys to join me. We do this as a group. I do record them. So it's kind of fun because again, now we learn together and then we take the test together. So just so you know, if for any reason you can't stay on for the entire time, don't worry, I am recording, but you can go to my YouTube channel here, okay? This is my YouTube channel. Customize channel, let me give you my link. And I will post them. Like today, guys, we ended up, I had my Q&A today. I'm online for Q&A every single day. And luckily, Amy Cabrera jumped on. And there was only a couple people on because I don't know where you guys were. But anyway, so we got on and I asked her, I said, hey, show us how to do the new or daily commissions. Okay, so I asked her if she could show us that, and so I do. I have a recording of it now. So as you see here, we have team building training, Virgin Islands, Marriott. So guys, get in here and you can use any of these what do you call it, videos to help you. Okay, so just wanted to share that with you. And then, so I'm going to put this one in here now, the daily commission with Amy. So that way you guys can catch that later. Okay. Who doesn't want to make money today? So I'm putting this in here. It shows you how you can sell hotels, tickets, and I don't know what else she did. Maybe a package. Okay. So definitely check that out, guys. And again, all these are available to you. I also have like our presentation in here. I have our voucher training and everything else. So definitely get into this YouTube channel to catch all these trainings. Disney we did. So lots of information in there. Okay. So today, if you guys, again, this is my YouTube channel here with all the trainings. And I'm loading the daily commission up on that so you can catch that. Today we're doing Alaska. Phone, do we put ours or Archer Travel? Okay, so usually you put, if it says agency, you put theirs. If you put agent, if it says agent, you put yours. Okay, so I don't remember what I put because I did mine the other day. So so just if it says agency, it's Archer, agent is yours. Okay. All right. So we're doing Alaska. So let's go ahead and look and see. So my certificates, let's find out where we go. Now, again, that's what's kind of fun, guys, because it's like, just starting out, not being into it. I put Archer and web chat, I left blank. Okay. Yeah, unless only fill out if it's requiring you to do it. Okay. All right, so if you arrow down right here, it says training, okay? And then you have news, you have agent toolkit, find samples of itineraries and stuff here. Webinars, locate recorded webinars. Again, guys, you have constant training everywhere you can look, okay? On Archer's site, on your back office, on Evolution, on all our websites and stuff. Meet the team and events. So watch for different events that they may do, okay? So today we're gonna start right here on training, become an Alaska certified expert, okay? So we're gonna click there. All right, and then it says introduction, interior, Southwest region, inside passage, South Central Arctic, winter, okay? So as you see, lots of training here. So I never know from one vendor to another. Some we get done in a half hour, some it takes 8 hours, you know? So that's why I did schedule for 2 weeks to do this. Just like Britain, I did Fridays. So if it takes longer, we will add it into next month. Again, you guys are welcome to go ahead of us and, you know, go through it if you'd like and get registered. I do have a lot of amazing agents on here that do actually go ahead and complete the training, but they still join us to help us with the test. So again, it's a team effort. That's why the chat box is open. You guys can unmute yourself if we're going too fast, too slow. A lot of them are reading, okay? I usually start, but then I start losing my voice, so I ask you for volunteers. You know, step out of your comfort zone. We're all friends. We're all, you know, just here to learn. So be, you know, welcome to volunteer to read, okay? So I'm going to start. So we're going to start with introduction. Also, if you're just getting registered or if you're falling behind, don't worry, we will wait for you and we will make sure you pass the test along with us, okay? So I don't want you to get scared and just jump off. We're here for you, okay? All right, so introduction, Alaska. Alaska is a big state. Learn about Alaska's history, their culture, size and getting around, as well as tips for selling Alaska. So you can gain more revenue in this module, okay? More information. Now let's see where that goes. Again, a lot of times it clicks you out and then you lose your space. So you don't need to click. I'm just kind of showing you. So this says, go ahead, 8 pages, okay? So again, why sell Alaska? Tips on selling Alaska overview. So much information here. Again, we're not going to go through each of these, but these are the different, you know, niche markets. Each module includes area attractions, information on how to get to and around. Check back often for exciting news. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go here back to the training menu. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I guess it took us there. All right, so we just went about that, designed a in-depth look at Alaska, 5 distinct regions and elements to help you sell to your first time or repeat Alaska clients. Given the size of Alaska, there is a lot of information in this course. ACE has been split into 7 modules, 3 levels of certification to make it easier for you to complete as your schedule allows, okay? So then as you see here, so each module includes the area attractions, etc. Check back often, okay. So I guess it was there. So we're gonna go to the next page. Why sell Alaska? Why should you sell Alaska? That's a good question. Here are some good answers. Yeah, scroll down, correct. Yep. Alaska, oops, hold on. Your clients are asking for Alaska. Alaska is a popular destination. It is well marketed and represented throughout the world as a premier. Do you guys see my screen okay? Sorry, just want to make sure of that. World as a premier vacation experience. Whether they have watched television programs about Alaska, read stories, thank you, or have heard about it from their neighbors and friends, many of your clients are already considering Alaska. Alaska has a broad appeal. There is something for everyone in the Great Land. Say Alaska and a variety of images and impressions come to mind. Towering mountains, watchable wildlife, icy blue glaciers, endless wilderness, vibrant. No worries, Melissa. Ask questions, and you know, we have everybody to help you. Okay. Um, and hardy, vibrant Alaska native culture, jumping salmon, and hardy outdoor experiences. There is a mystique that surrounds Alaska. To some, it represents a dream, a trip of a lifetime, a life altering event, a chance to reach out and experience a wild and beautiful place. Your job and ours is to put that dream within reach of your client. Alaska is a family friendly, multi generational destination. Say Alaska and a variety of images. Oops, didn't I just say that? Come up, vibrant jumping salmon. Yes, I did. Boop, boop, boop. What am I doing? Hold on. All right. Your job and ours is put the dream within the reach of the client. Okay. Alaska is a family friendly, multi generational destination. Say Alaska and a variety. Does this keep saying the same thing?
Yes, it's repeating.
Oh, thank you. I'm just like, oh my God, what's okay. Alaska's lifetime. Okay. Alaska is America's largest national park and national forest. The rugged wilderness, breathtaking views, wild experiences truly make Alaska the last frontier. Easily accessible from the contiguous United States with daily flight service from most major West Coast airports, as well as many other major airports throughout the US. Some people may not realize it, but Alaska is part of the United States, and for American travelers, it is a domestic destination. That means Alaska uses US currency, US postage, and English is spoken throughout the state. Guys, one thing I also want to tell you, when we do these trainings and stuff, a lot of times you then get a lot of promotional stuff, specials, promotions, free trips, etc. So make sure you guys finish these, programs, because you get a lot of specials. Okay. All right. So selling Alaska travel is business, big business. Alaska's visitor industry is comprised of thousands of businesses, and they want to work with you. Your clients may be asking for Alaska specifically, or they may be asking for a type of experience. They may know what they want to do, but they not, okay, hold on. What is the ABTA? Okay, is that required? There may just be where you put a CLIA card or IATA number. If somebody can help
put,
it.
yeah, I just put no for that one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, only, and again, only fill out what's needed or whatever, but yeah, thank you. All right, they may know what they want to do, but they may not know how to make it happen. Knowing the type of experiences and destinations within Alaska will help you provide a trip sure to meet and exceed your clients' expectations. Ideally, this will bring them back for more, generating increased commissions for you. Who wants more money? Those of us in the Alaska travel industry say there are two types of people: those who have Alaska on their bucket list and those who can't wait to come back. You can sell Alaska to both of them. Over 2 million people visit Alaska each year, and more than a third of them are repeat visitors. Nearly 2/3 of those visitors purchased all or at least some of their trip in advance through a travel professional as a package tour. This means there are about 1 million people who are working with travel professionals to plan their trips. So how do you find clients wishing to go to Alaska? Or if you have found them, how do you sell to them and keep them coming back for more? All right, so now we have tips for selling Alaska. Know your client for tip number 1. As a travel professional, one of the most important tasks is finding the right travel products for your clients. Find out what they want to do, then create and offer programs that meet their specific needs and interests. Questions to ask your client: how much time do they have to spend on their trip? How much money they plan to budget for their trip? What they did on their last vacation, so you get an idea, okay? How do they like to travel, and what type of travelers are they? Are they independent? Those who prefer a more flexible and possibly relaxed style of travel, or a package tour. Those who prefer a more set itinerary with pre-arranged accommodations, attractions, transportation, and possibly even some pre-arranged meals. or a group tour. Those who prefer traveling with others, sharing the same itinerary for a prearranged length of time. Groups are typically from 8 to 50 people in size. Group tours usually have an escort who accompanies them to handle all the logistics, which typically include handling luggage, arranging meal reservations and excursions, and sometimes even narrating the day's tour. Work with your clients who have already traveled to Alaska to learn what worked for them, what they liked, and what they would like to experience next time. Okay, tip number 2, know your product. Alaska. Research available Alaska travel products on travelalaska.com. Products are diverse and there is a lot to know. Check with your travel suppliers about familiarization opportunities, educational tools, DVDs, or other promotional materials they may have available. Try to sell your clients as much of Alaska as time and money permit. When you talk with your clients, give them the opportunity to see as much as possible. Sample itineraries are available in the toolkit section of the Travel Alaska website to help you assist in planning your client's dream Alaska vacation. Please check back often for additional ideas on travelalaska.com and feel free to provide us feedback on itinerary suggestions and client experiences at traveltrade@alaskatia.org. There are many travel options and add-ons to just about any itinerary. Present the options, help your clients choose their own level of comfort and adventure, book them ahead of time, and realize the commissions. Number 3, tell your clients about Alaska. Once you have determined who your potential clients are, then target your marketing efforts. Look at clubs, associations, gyms, running groups, museums, bird watching groups, universities, colleges, zoos, local TV stations, senior groups, and church groups. Consider creating special departures or itineraries just for them. Consider hosting an Alaska night in which you present your Alaska travel options to specially invited clients. Share your own personal experience, that of a satisfied customers, the pictures in a brochure or a DVD. Invite clients familiar with Alaska to bring their friends. Give door prizes or discounts for Alaska tours booked that evening or for a period of time following the event. Some other ideas include follow and promote Iditarod, or I don't know, trail sled dog race or other Alaska events. Become the local Alaska expert. Talk about Alaska on the radio, at schools, or to service organizations such as Rotary. Work with your Alaska suppliers. Create a direct mail piece in cooperation with your preferred Alaska suppliers and mail it to your targeted list of clients. Obtain marketing tools from tour companies, cruise lines, tourist bureaus, DVDs, books, brochures, and pictures. Ask about familiarization or educational tours or other training opportunities. Tell suppliers you want to be an Alaska expert and be recognized as their representative. That would be nice, getting to go on a fam trip. Create an Alaska display in your office window or on your website with their materials. Once you've completed the ACE program, utilize it to market yourself now as an Alaska certified expert. That's again what you guys want to do with these certificates, okay? The logo can be used on your business card, email, signature, and website. All right. So that's what's kind of good about doing these, guys, because then you become the expert, okay? All right, so Alaska is big. There is an overview, but should you want more information or if your clients have more specific interest, resources will be noted. Yay, Melissa, will be noted for more detailed information and are available in the toolkit. Did you know, now these may be test questions, so pay attention. The largest national park in the national park system is Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve, 13.2 million acres, okay? Alaska has a UNESCO World Heritage Site that measures over 32 million acres. It includes Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve in Alaska, Kluane National Park and Reserve, and in the Yukon territory, Yukon territory. And this is the fun part about reading, guys. Tatshenshini Alsek Provincial Wilderness Park in British Columbia. Okay, this is the largest internationally protected wilderness site in the world. Alaska is about 365 million acres in size. If you explored 1 million acres a day, it would take you a year to cover the state. Alaska has 39, how many? 39 mountain ranges with 17 of the 20 tallest peaks in the United States, including Denali, the tallest mountain at 20,237 feet. The Yukon River runs 1,875 miles in Alaska, 2,298 miles total. And Trans-Alaska Pipeline System runs 800 miles from Prudhoe Bay to Valdez. Alaska has its own time zone too. It is 4 hours earlier than the East Coast of the United States, 1 hour earlier than the West Coast of the United States. Alaska is big, and traveling in Alaska is like traveling in no other place on Earth. There are 586,000 miles of land, and almost that at many possibilities of things to see and do. Choose from wildlife viewing, sea kayaking, and guided glacier hikes. Or maybe your clients prefer to relax aboard a one-day cruise, pan for gold, or fish for Alaska's world-famous king salmon. Alaska's land area is so large that to help you better plan your clients' trips, we divide the state into 5 distinct regions. Below is a brief overview of the state, its history, geography, and other important information. More in-depth discussion about each region will be found in subsequent modules, okay? Hi there, I'm on a training. I'll call you back. Bye-bye. Sorry. All right. Next. All right, so I'll finish this group, and then whoever wants to volunteer for the next group, I'll go through this program part, and then you guys do the second one, okay? All right, the people and history of Alaska. The indigenous people of Alaska. Archaeologists think most of Alaska's indigenous peoples descended from nomadic hunters and gatherers who crossed from Siberia to North America over the Bering Land Bridge some 20,000 years ago. When Europeans came into contact with the indigenous peoples in 1741, they were hunters and gatherers, did not practice, thank you, Cassie, agriculture, and lived in well-defined areas. According to the Alaska Native Heritage Center in Anchorage, the indigenous people of Alaska represent approximately 16% of the state's residents and are a significant segment of the population in more than 200 rural villages and communities. Many indigenous people have retained their customs, language, hunting and fishing practices, and traditional ways of living. As the state's population continues to grow, they are finding it more important than ever to celebrate their heritage and educate visitors about the first people of Alaska. In 2014, the governor, this may be a question, the governor signed into law legislation making 20 indigenous languages officially recognized by the state of Alaska. The indigenous people of Alaska are comprised of 11 distinct cultures, speaking 22 different dialects. In order to tell the stories of this diverse population, the Alaska Native Heritage Center organizes them into 5 cultural groupings that draw upon cultural similarities or geographic proximity. Interior Alaska, Athabaskan. Southwest Alaska, Yupik. Far north region of Alaska, okay? Southwest, and as you can see, others, okay? Each region of the state has one or more unique festivals, as well as heritage centers, featuring displays and hands-on exhibits of indigenous culture and arts and crafts, such as totem carving, dancing, the blanket toss, and traditional music. The Alaska Native Heritage Center is an excellent source of information and provides a wonderful visitor experience. This organization, built by and for indigenous peoples of Alaska, features exhibits and programs highlighting the unique cultural heritage of the Great Land. The Alaska Native Heritage Center makes a great starting or ending point for your client's cultural visit to the state, and visitors interested in learning more about Alaska Native culture should also consider Anchorage, the Anchorage Museum at Rasmussen Center, Barrow, site of Inupiat Heritage Center, Eklutna Village Heritage House, Fairbanks, World Eskimo Olympics, University of Alaska Fairbanks Museum of the North, and Morris Thompson Cultural and Visitor Center. Haines, Jilkot Kwan Cultural Heritage Center, Alaska Indian Arts. Juneau, the Alaska State Museum Library, Archives, and Museum, SLAM is what it's referred to. Ketchikan and Saxman, tour the famous totem exhibits. Kodiak, the Alutiiq Museum and Archaeological Repository. Kotzebue, Museum of the Arctic and Culture Camp. Sita, Shitka Kwana Kahida Tribal Community House, and Wrangell, Chief Shakes Island. Woo, woo, woo. All right, Russian culture. Russians arrived in Alaska in 1741, exploring the mainland and Aleutian Islands. They were followed by a dozen fur hunters who established the Russian post Old Sitka in 1799. The Russian period lasted from 1741 to 1867. While there were no more than 500 Russians in Alaska at any given time, the indigenous people of Alaska felt the effects of contact with them, and their culture had a huge influence throughout the entire state. The new land was also impacted by the introduction of Russian customs, religion, and language. In 1867, the Russians sold Alaska to the United States for $7.2 million. The Russian Orthodox Church remains a vital aspect of Alaska's indigenous culture in Southwest, South Central, and Southeast Alaska. The church's familiar onion-shaped domes can be seen in Kodiak, Juneau, Unalaska, Kenau, Anchorage, Sitka, and other smaller indigenous communities. Visitors to these communities can, in most cases, explore the lovely churches and their beautiful artwork, and are usually very welcome to participate in a service if they choose to. To learn more about Alaska's Russian history, visitors can visit museums, exhibits, historical sites in towns and regions with strong connections. Some of these communities include Eklutna Historical Park, the Heritage House, all these other ones, okay? Kenai, Holy Assumption of the Virgin Mary Russian Orthodox Church, Kodiak Russian Orthodox Church, and Museum, and so on. Whew. Gold Rush. Gold, it was call heard all it was a call heard all around the world. In 1896, there was a single log cabin in Skagway, Alaska. The next year, miners shipped a ton of gold from Klondike to Seattle, Washington. By the spring of 1898, between 15,000 and 25,000 would-be gold prospectors had sailed north from Seattle, and the site of the isolated cabin became a lawless community of numerous tents and false-fronted buildings. While the Klondike may have been one of the most famous gold rushes, there were many recorded gold strikes that brought prospectors to Alaska in 1890s. Many of the prospectors took steamships to Skagway, where they began their trek by land to the Klondike. One of the most famous photos was the Gold Rush era, shows a long line of miners struggling up the Golden Staircase, Chilkoot Pass, on the Chilkoot Trail near Skagway. Far to the north, the discovery of gold at Anvil Creek in 1898 brought thousands of fortune seekers, including Wyatt Earp, to the Nome area, where gold was discovered on the beaches. Thank you. Gold fever is still alive and well in Alaska today. It is part of practically every visitor's experience, whether they stay at a historical hotel in Skagway, visit the Independence Mine in Palmer, the gold exhibit at the University of Alaska Fairbanks Museum of the North, or actually try their hand at panning for gold in a number of locations throughout the state. Gold rushes gave many communities their start, including Juneau, Fairbanks, Haines, Valdez, Talkeetna, Wasilla, and Hope. Visitors today have numerous chances to learn about the significance of Alaska's many gold rushes, visit some of the sites, and even give gold panning a try. So you can pan for gold in Crow Creek near Gerwood, Fairbanks, visit the Gold Dredge, Juneau, tour Gold Mill, and then so on. So you see all these opportunities, okay? All right, I got 3 more. Whoop. Climate, seasons, and daylight. Questions your clients may have about the seasons and weather in Alaska. I've heard it always dark, that it's always dark in Alaska. Is that true? No, on summer solstice, June 21st, no, we're July, sorry. Most of the state has 24 hours of usable daylight. December 21st is winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. However, only those locations above the Arctic Circle will truly experience 24 hours of darkness. After that date, Alaska gains daylight at a rapid pace, and by March has more daylight than the lower 48 states. Are mosquitoes overwhelming? Mosquitoes have jokingly been referred to as Alaska's unofficial state bird. Some regions of the state do have mosquitoes most of the summer. In fact, the only time of year there are no mosquitoes is winter. However, with preparation, mosquitoes can be only a mild annoyance at their worst. Repellent, and in more extreme cases where your clients are in the back country, head nets and jackets will keep the pesky mosquitoes and other biting insects at bay. In addition, mosquitoes are less present on the open ocean, windy environments, and in urban areas. Should I take my down parka to Alaska? In winter, yes. If your clients are traveling any other time of the year, dressing in layers will keep them comfortable. What should I pack? Travel throughout Alaska can bring changing weather conditions. Encourage your clients to pack for function rather than fashion, and have clothes they can layer for warmth and wind and rain protection as necessary. Good walking shoes are a must, as are sunglasses. And advise your clients to always pack binoculars for the very possible bird and wildlife watching. They will appreciate the tip. When do the northern lights come? That's what I want to do, guys. The northern lights, or aurora borealis, are visible on an average of 240 nights per year. Oh my gosh. Since the sky has to be dark enough to see them. The best viewing season is winter, but it is possible to view them from late August through mid-April. Conditions must also be clear to view the aurora, and they're typically most active between the hours of 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Does it always rain in the Inside Passage? No, even though much of the Inside Passage is a rainforest, there are frequent stretches of blue sky and dry weather. The rain is necessary for the green of the forest and the incredible waterfalls. All flora and fauna found in the area depend on it and the environment it creates. Your clients should prepare for both wet and dry conditions. Tell them to bring rain gear as well as sunglasses. So Alaska travel seasons, peak season is May to September. So remember this, guys, this is probably a question. Most visitors travel to Alaska during these months, when the days are the longest and temperatures are the warmest. Some activities and accommodations are available only during these times. Shoulder season, which is May and early May and September. During this period of fewer visitors, the weather can be very mild. You may be able to find some discounts for your clients, but not all activities and accommodations are available. Winter, November through April. Winter temperatures and weather vary by region, but there are plenty of travel options. Alaska is prime destination for clients looking for snow, northern lights, ice carving expeditions, world-class sled dogging racing, skiing, snowshoeing, and other winter activities. There are also numerous festivals celebrating Alaska women, bald eagles, whales, winter holidays, sled dog race competitions, Winter is the season Alaskans celebrate living in Alaska. Refer to the travelalaska.com website for a listing of winter events. All right, getting to and around Alaska. Ooh, look at that one. That one's a long one. All right. Air. Alaska has been called the crossroads of the world since it is within 9 hours of 95% of the world's major hubs. Alaska boasts more licensed pilots and small planes than any other state. Flying is the fastest way to get to Alaska and travel throughout it since many areas of the state are only accessible by air. There are over 15 cities in the US and Canada that have direct flights to Alaska. Many domestic and international airlines serve Alaska. Schedules can and do change seasonally, but more nonstops and direct flights are available during the most visited months of the year, May through September. Once in the state, air travel is a popular and efficient way to tour, whether flight seeing or purely for transportation. There are many regional carriers and air taxi services that fly to more than Alaska's main and remote communities year round. Please note air taxis, or bush planes are smaller prop aircrafts for the most part that typically seat 4 to 8 passengers and are able to service smaller communities in remote locations in Alaska. In the winter, some of these smaller planes change from floats to skis in order to provide service throughout the year. Pilots also land on many of the thousands of lakes across the state where no constructed facility exists. Air taxi services may have scheduled flights to remote communities and attractions, as well as charter service for more flexible scheduling. Most charter services charge an hourly rate or per passenger rate, work with them to arrange for drop-offs and pickups at fly-in fishing locations, remote campsites, bear watching excursions, and wilderness river trips. While working with these smaller carriers may or may not be commissionable, flight scene tours tend to charge a fixed and usually commissionable rate. These smaller aircraft don't have bathrooms on board, so please advise your clients to use the restroom before they board. The rail. Once in Alaska, as there is no direct rail connection to the state, visitors though can travel the 500-mile rail belt. The Alaska Railroad takes visitors off the main road into some of the state's most beautiful scenery. Anchorage is the headquarters of the Alaska Railroad, where routes include Seward and Whittier to the south, and Talkeetna, Denali National Park and Preserve, and Fairbanks to the north. The conductor and tour guides point out highlights and offer commentary along the way. The train runs year-round with seasonally adjusted schedules and routes. Private rail cars run during the summer season to bring passengers to and from the cruise port communities of Seward and Whittier. Reservations can be made through Alaska Railroad, which offers travel agent commissions, or through a variety of cruise lines and tour operators. Clients visiting the Inside Passage have the option of experiencing a train ride right out of the Klondike's colorful Gold Rush Pass. The White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad offers a choice of fully narrated excursions out of Skagway. In addition, they offer services for your clients wishing to experience more of the White Pass and Chilkoot Pass on foot. Road. Driving to Alaska is also an option for your clients. Built in 1942 by the U.S. Army Corps of the Engineers, the 1,422-mile Alaska Highway, or Alcon, famous for its scenery and its history, runs from Dawson Creek, British Columbia, through Canada's Yukon Territory to its official finish in Delta Junction, Alaska. The highway continues another 60 miles to its unofficial finish in Fairbanks. Some visitors choose to drive themselves. Others prefer group tours by motor coach so they can sit back and enjoy the scenery and narration by an experienced driver or tour guide. Whether by car, RV, motorcycle, bicycle, or motor coach, most roads are open and maintained year-round. The majority of visitors who drive to Alaska do so from late April through mid-September. These months offer the largest variety of campgrounds and various kinds of accommodations, including roadhouses, motels, hotels, and B&Bs, most of which can be booked ahead of time. Road maps and guidebooks often offer planning and roadside information, are a good resource to the travel professional assisting with pre-trip planning and arrangements. Most roads are paved, but gravel roads offer some scenic options along the way. Drivers should be aware that road improvements are constant during the summer season. They should expect some delays, and stretches of gravel might exist even on the major highways. Driving to Alaska does require pre-trip planning and preparation, which is why the state of Alaska publishes a driving guide, North to Alaska. This guide provides your clients with information about the routes and tips for traveling to Alaska through Canada, and can be ordered free of charge from northtoalaska.com. That's good to know. Because there's no way to drive to Alaska without taking the ferry or going through Canada. Your clients will need to be aware of customs regulations. U.S. residents are required to have a passport or a passport card to enter Canada. So got that, guys? Even though Alaska is a state, you still have to go through Canada, so they do need a passport. Motor coach or van tours are a popular way to see Alaska. Some tours originate from the lower 48-inch while others begin in Alaska. The right tour for your client depends on the amount of time they have to travel, the number of people they wish to travel with, the style in which they would like to travel, and the things they want to see and experience. Depending on the itinerary, tours can run from just a few hours to a matter of weeks. One of the advantages of someone else doing the driving is that they take care of the logistics while your clients relax and are free to enjoy the view. Refer to the listings on travelalaska.com or consider contacting the National Tour Association, the American Bus Association, or the United States Tour Operator Association for a list of their tour operator members operating in Alaska. Some of your clients may choose to cruise or fly to Alaska, and once in the state, rent a car or an RV for an on-the-road touring, which is another good option. There are 9,241 miles of state and national highways in Alaska, and 1,382 miles are designated a scenic byway. Most major U.S. car rental companies are represented in Alaska, and RV rental agencies are found in the larger communities around the state. For a list of vehicle rental operations or options, please refer to travelalaska.com. There is a limited scheduled bus service into Alaska and between Alaska communities. Public transportation is available in Anchorage, Juneau, Ketchikan, Kodiak, and Fairbanks. Taxi service exists in most communities, and limo or private chartered coach or bus transportation can be arranged. The sea. Alaska offers the most beautiful coastlines in the world and is a world-class cruise ship destination from May through September. Most major and mid-sized cruise lines travel through Alaska. Larger cruise ships offer traditional and luxury amenities. Mid-sized and smaller cruise ships feature smaller deck plans, soft adventures, naturalist guides, and smaller and less traveled cruise ports. Yachts and charter boats offer even more personal cruising options. There truly is a vessel, a budget, and unique experiences for just about everyone, which gives your clients several itinerary options. They can sail round trip out of Vancouver or Seattle. They can also sail one way from Vancouver to Seward or Whittier, and reverse itineraries from Seward or Whittier to Vancouver are also available. Your clients can also take advantage of pre or post cruise tour options. Adding a land package gives your client a chance to see and experience more of the state. This provides you with a wonderful sales opportunity. Another option to consider is the Alaska Marine Highway System. Alaska state ferries travel year-round from southernmost ports of Bellingham, Washington, and Prince Rupert, BC, Canada, through the Inside Passage and along the coast of South Central and Southwest Alaska. The entire route is recognized as an all-American road, the most prestigious National Scenic Byway designation, and one of only 26 such designations in the country. Offering passenger and vehicle transportation, the ferry can be the perfect way for visitors to experience the state on and off the water with their own or a rented vehicle and even their pets. Reservations for cabins and vehicle space should be made well in advance. Contact Alaska Marine Highway for up-to-the-date schedule and rate information. Within the state, there are numerous opportunities to sightsee the waters of Alaska, including Misty Ford's National Monument in Ketchikan, Tracy Arm Ford in Juneau, the scenic Lynn Canal, Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, Prince William Sound, Kenai, Ford's National Park, Homer's, and so much more. These destinations are typically featured on smaller boats for one-day tours, whether it is charter fishing, sightseeing day boats, or overnight cruises. Many memorable choices await your clients. Cruising Alaska, yes, I want to do that. Cruising is often what most people think about when they consider a trip to Alaska, and sailing through the Inside Passage is the way many visitors travel to Alaska the first time. Alaska is one of America's most popular cruise destinations. Cruises attract all types of travelers, from multi-generational families and couples to singles and active travelers of all ages. Each cruise ship offers a distinct experience. Determining which cruise line and which ship within each line is best depends on the kind of experience your client is looking for. Itineraries vary. Most ships depart Seattle, some from Vancouver, and a few from San Francisco, but all travel through the Inside Passage. Shore excursions range from city tours and museums, visits to whitewater rafting, helicopter flight seeing, and glacier landings. There is something for everyone, and shore excursion may be booked by you in advance. Check with individual cruise lines for excursion options and possible commissions. Port of call differ from by itinerary. Inside Passage cruises can be purchased as a one-way 3-night, one-way 4-night, one-way 7-night, or round-trip 7-night voyage, and include some of the following communities: Ketchikan, Sitka, Juneau, Skagway, Haines, and Icy Strait Point. Some of the ships visit Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, where a National Park Service ranger boards the ship for a full-day narration of the park's attractions. Some ships continue across the Gulf of Alaska and take 7 days to sail one way between Vancouver and Seward or Whittier. The primary ports of Anchorage and Whittier, the primary ports of Anchorage. Gulf of Alaska itineraries may include visits to Hubbard Glacier, College Fort, or another town or national attraction. Offering your clients one-way cruises opens the entire state for pre- or post-cruise land tours options. Consider the benefits to you and your client of booking a land package. They experience more of Alaska, and you receive their thanks for a job well done, as well as increased commission. The land package can be all-inclusive as the cruise, or depending on the client's interests and time available, as independent and flexible as they would like to be. There are also specialty ships that concentrate on areas such as Southwest Alaska and Aleutian Islands, the Bering Sea, or Prince William Sound. If your client requests information about private boating or bringing their own boat to Alaska, refer them to Alaska's Department of Transportation and Public Facilities. Remember, as their Alaska certified expert, you can still provide visitor information about any of the Alaska communities they may plan to visit. Booking and realizing the commissions on any excursion, rental car, flight seeing, or other activities they may take. Border information. While travel between US and Canada has historically been straightforward, travel professionals should check with official agencies regulating travel and entry from the US into Canada and back before advising clients. Visit the US State Department website for more information. Regulations concerning transportation, carved ivory, sealskin dolls, ulu, traditional indigenous fish cutting knives, firearms, and other items across the US-Canada border do exist. Make sure to double check before advising your client. Don't forget, all U.S. citizens entering Canada need a valid passport or passport card. Non-U.S. residents should check with Canadian consulate to see if a visa is required. Additionally, clients traveling with minors must have identification for the children as well as themselves. If only one parent is traveling with children, he or she must have a letter from the other parent acknowledging the trip. A divorced parent traveling with his or her minor children must have a notarized statement of custody if they are asked for it by immigration officials. Clients traveling with grandchildren must have proper identification and a letter of permission from the children's parents or guardian. Travelers with past DUIs, DWIs are not allowed into Canada without pre-authorization from the Canadian government. I just found that out, guys, and they're not very lenient at all. So you have to do DUI in the US, you cannot go to Canada. That is crazy. All right, last one for me. Woohoo. Alaska-made products, Silver Hand program. Alaska is home to a vibrant market of Indigenous peoples, arts and handicrafts. Many artists who create unique original art pieces live in remote rural communities and have limited access to buyers or travelers visiting the state. The state of Alaska created the Silver Hand program to enable consumers to readily identify Alaska Native artists' work. This program is managed by the Alaska State Council on the Arts, a state agency dedicated to serving the citizens of Alaska through arts and culture. The black oval tag with the silver hand and the phrase authentic Alaska Native art from Alaska may be attached to a piece. It certifies that the artwork was created by an Alaskan Native artist, created in Alaska, is an original, contemporary, or traditional piece, and is not manufactured. This seal ensures that the artwork your client is purchasing is authentic. Made in Alaska. The Made in Alaska symbol is used to promote products made, manufactured, or handcrafted in the state. Alaska's businesses manufacture high quality products for markets in Alaska, domestically and internationally. Products range from the small gift items to large industrial modules. Alaska Grown label. The Alaska Grown program markets fruits, vegetables, meats, and aquaculture that were grown in Alaska to help support the state's agricultural industry. As more and more residents, visitors, chefs, and foodies embrace the local food movement, the Alaska Grown certification has earned a reputation as the easiest and most consumer-friendly way to support local agriculture in Alaska. While it may be hard to imagine, Alaska is actually a very fertile place for produce. Although this growing season is short, rich soils and long summer days combine to produce some of the sweetest and most delectable vegetables available. The list of vegetables grown in Alaska is too long to name them all, but examples include broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, cucumbers, greens, leek, and head lettuce, potatoes, summer and winter squash, tomatoes, beans, beets, and so on and so on and so on. Other major product categories for Alaska grown products include dairy, meat, reindeer, and bison, for example, as well as aquaculture products such as oysters, clams, and mussels. Woo, we did it. Let's take the test. You guys ready? Are you awake? Bing, 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 ding, ding, ding. Let's go. Whew. All right. So now we take the test together, guys. Let me know if you're ready. Also, we will go back. Now, again, some of these tests don't have the same. I don't know if this is it. Hope you guys have the same question. If your clients are interested in purchasing authentic art and handicrafts created by Alaska's Indigenous people, what symbols should they look for?
Oh, we don't have the same questions.
Okay, so that's what they do, guys, teasing us. So take a picture, okay? Your question will probably come up, okay? So is it Alaska Grown label? Is it Silver Hand label? Or is it White Bear Made in Alaska label?
Silver Hand label.
Silver hand label. Everybody agree? Doo-doo-doo. That's correct. All right, so silver hand label, guys. True or false? Alaska is home to so many glaciers, over 100,000, that they don't all have official names. True or false? Melissa, yeah, like I said, take a picture because your question will come up, okay? And then you can go back. We will review and make sure you guys get all the correct answers. All right, true or false? Over 100,000 and they don't have official names. Is that true? Anybody? Correct, it is true. If your clients are driving to Alaska from the continental United States, will they need a passport to travel through Canada?
Your screen's not changing, Marnie.
My screen's not changing?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
You guys see my screen? I see.
It's
Yeah, I had a
changing.
delay. I had a delay.
Okay, no worries. All right, you do need a passport. You do need a passport because you have to go through Canada to get to Alaska. Okay, so it is true. Yes, you do need it. Okay, submit. True or false? It always rains in the Inside Passage. True or false?
False.
False. That's correct. They said that sometimes it has blue skies. True. Okay, are you guys getting any of these answers? Are any of your questions coming up now?
No.
No? All right, well, we will go through your guys' questions if they don't. True or false? Alaska is only a destination for those clients with an adventurous spirit. That is false.
False.
Remember, they said some people just like to be laid back and go through it. Correct. True or false? Alaska is a hard destination to access. That is false. Yes, it's accessible through air, boat. True or false? Alaska has its own time zone. That is
True.
Correct. 1 hour ahead, I think, of Pacific time. True or false? Alaska is home to 39 mountain ranges, 17 of the 20 tallest peaks in the United States. That is true.
True.
Yep, I remember that. Yes, we're doing good, guys. What are the 3 keys to selling Alaska? Knowing your client, knowing and understanding, and telling your clients. All of the above. That is correct. What is the peak travel season in Alaska?
May to September.
That's correct. All right, guys. So did you guys have different questions or did we hit them all? They're just out of order. Let me know. We will go ahead and go back. Okay, they're out of order. So if you guys are missing one, let us know. Unmute yourself. We will tell you the answer.
Was that, I'm sorry, I'm on the Affinity, the team meeting and on here.
Welcome.
Is Alaska the true or false home to 39 Mountain?
Yes,
True, right?
true.
I figured. Okay, and then the 1,001 was true as well, right? The Alaska is home to say many glaciers over 1,000, true?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I got it all. Thank you. Whee. Okay, I got it. Woohoo, congratulations. Yay, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else missing a test?
Let me mute myself. Bye.
Are we ready to move on?
Ready?
Marnie, if I log off and log back in, will it give me back to the test? Because my test, it's frozen on my iPad.
Oh, this is my first time doing this one, but if not, I mean, I will make sure, you know, we help you with the
Okay.
test. So.
I'm gonna log off and log back on. It's okay. I'll
Okay.
take pictures. Thanks.
All right, anybody else needs an answer? Otherwise, we'll go ahead and move on.
I need one, please.
Okay.
If your clients are interested in purchasing authentic art and handcrafts, Alaska Indigenous people, what symbol should they look for? Is that the white bear?
I think, is that the silver?
The silver label.
Yep.
Silver hand label. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else? Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll move on. Hi there. No, I do Q&A every day for our team, but I've opened it up to Rising Tide several times, and Amy was on to help me today. Okay, sorry. All right, Keisha, do you have a question that you need help with?
I'm sorry. Yes, I had to take a call, so I actually missed.
No
I only
worries.
got one of the answers right. The first one.
What answer, what question do you need help with?
Okay, which are the 3 keys to selling Alaska? Like client, Alaska products. Okay, I'm on number 3. Okay, I guess I'll try to answer these by myself. True or false, it rains in the inside. Okay, it rains in the inside passage. Is that no?
It rains, it doesn't rain all the time.
So false?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. They do not need a passport.
They do need a passport.
Oh, they do. Okay. Can we change the answer?
And what?
I was trying to see if I could
Oh,
change.
yeah, I don't know.
Yes, they let you change it. That's made for those clown with the. I'm not getting these right. Okay. So first time I let you go back.
Anybody else? All right, are we gonna go on then? Everybody good? All right, let's go ahead and proceed. Congratulations. Yes, so again, you got your certificate now. Let's go ahead and see what the next one is and move on. Well, 5 minutes. Is this your first? Yes, I was very easy. Strongly agree. Always be positive. Oops. That was a pretty easy test, right? Over what period did you complete the course? Within 1 day, because we're good, right? All right. All right. Now get out of here. Want to move on? Let me go. Let me go. Where am I? Okay. Where are you guys? We don't want to do that again. Where are we? All right. my certificates. Let's see. Oh, look, we got our certificate and we got a badge. Look at that. That's pretty professional. Do you see that, guys? Very pretty. I like that. And we got our Alaskan badge. Yes. Very good. All right. Where am I, guys? Are you guys here, go to progress. Okay, let's see. All right. Go to training, interior, yes. All right, so let's go to interior. I think Christy said she wanted to read, right? Are you ready, Chrissy? You see?
I do want to read, but I'm trying to find my way back. I'm having a hard time getting back after the day.
Okay, no worries. So again, if you guys are still on the test, just ask the questions. We will help you. And again, guys, don't apologize. We're here to help each other. So if anybody wants to read, it's another 8.
How do I get back to the lesson so I can find the next portion?
You should be able to I have like 3 different ones open up here, and then I just I don't know where I click, but you just go to trainings, other courses. Let me see.
So once you're in the Travel Alaska back portal, you're just going to click home and it should take you to the very first page where the training was at.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You got it? Yeah, and then you can also go to your profile and courses and click there. It says go to process or whatever, progress, and then go to training. Right.
Okay, so interior, got it.
Interior.
Here we go.
We're at, yep. Okay, so let's go to there. Let's start. All right.
All right, here we go. The interior is categorized by large rivers and broad valleys, and the tallest mountain in North America, Denali. As far as the eye can see, there are wide expanses of tundra and forest, teeming with wildlife ranging from the formidable grizzlies to stately herds of caribou. The intensity of summer's midnight sun and the spectacle of winter's northern lights are all part of the picture. The interior is the original home of Alaska's Athabascan people, gold miners, farmers, fur trappers, later discovered in the riches of this region. Geography. The interior of Alaska is a region of mountains, valleys, rivers, and lakes. The Alaska Range, the Yukon, Sena, and Tanana rivers have challenged and rewarded explorers, prospectors, and adventurers for generations. Taiga forest and tundra make up much of the landscape. Roads have been laid through the valleys, along rivers, and across broad plains. History. Prior to the gold rush of the late 1800s, the only Western culture to see the interior of Alaska consisted of a few Russian fur hunters and Hudson's Bay trappers. The Athabascan people, however, have called this region home for thousands of years. With the gold rush came prospectors who followed every river, creek, and stream looking for the precious metal and settling into gold camps or supply centers. The communities of Eagle, Chicken, and Fairbanks were established this way. Then air travel, rail travel between Seward, Anchorage, Fairbanks, and the construction of the Alaska Highway opened the region to commerce like never before. Goods could be received more efficiently, coal and gold could be exported more easily. The construction of the Trans-Alaska pipeline system brought more people, money, and development into the region. Tourism has been part of the region's economy since the mid-1900s, and the improved access helped open doors to the growing number of visitors. Getting around. All roads lead to the interior, so do the train tracks, air routes, and rivers. Much of the interior is accessible by the road system, which is experienced in some manner by most visitors who come to this region of Alaska in the summer as part of an organized tour or as independent travelers. The George Parks Highway links Fairbanks with Denali and continues on to Anchorage. Fairbanks is linked to Valdez and Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve via the Richardson Highway, which also connects with the Alaska Highway into Canada. Paved and gravel roads lead to small towns off the main road system. However, services can be limited. Cars and RVs can be rented in Fairbanks. Motorcycles and long-distance bicycles are frequently seen on the roads as well. The Alaska Railroad runs year-round with daily summer service between Fairbanks and Anchorage, including a stop at Denali National Park and Preserve and the community of Talkeetna. For the true independent traveler, in winter there is a weekend service between Fairbanks and Anchorage. Flag stops where passengers request to get off or flag down the train to get back on are available between Talkeetna and Hurricane. Typically, there is only one northern-bound and one southern-bound train in winter each weekend. Your clients might consider flying one way and taking the train the other. Refer to the Alaska Railroad website for schedules and more information. The Fairbanks Airport welcomes flights from around the world, including summer charters from Germany. There is daily scheduled service from around Alaska and the rest of the U.S. air taxi services offer flights to the smaller interior and far north communities as well as remote backcountry sites. The rivers have historically played a large part in interior Alaska transportation, with goods and people being delivered up and down the river systems by paddle wheel steamers and other riverboats. Today, your clients can still experience river travel. Tour options exist in Fairbanks and Eagle, and operators offer float trips throughout the region. The climate. The interior lends to much warmer in the summer months than other regions of the state due to its dry climate. It also sees the biggest extreme in temperature change in the winter, with temperatures dipping as low as -35 degrees Fahrenheit. Accommodations. While there is a great variety of accommodations in Fairbanks, from B&Bs to private campgrounds, national chain motels, first-class hotels, and riverfront lodges, smaller communities have more limited choices and may be seasonal. Reservations are always recommended in the busy summer season. In the Denali area, reservations are a must. Demand is high and the season is short. Campers may have more flexibility, but even here, reservations, where possible, can help avoid disappointment. Remind your clients traveling to the interior region in winter that their hosts will most likely offer Northern Lights wake-up calls. If requested, hotel staff will contact guests when Northern Lights are visible, something not to be missed even at 2 o'clock in the morning. From fast food and fine dining in Fairbanks to historic roadhouses on the road system, your clients will eat well. Your clients might consider trying a local specialty, reindeer, domesticated caribou sausage. The salmon bake and dinner theater style revue in Fairbanks welcomes visitors in the summer, as do dinner theaters in Denali. Entertainment. What is considered entertainment is truly up to the individual. Be sure you know what your clients are looking for so you can make the appropriate recommendations and reservations. For those interested in song and dance reviews and dinner theater, there are performances at Denali National Park and Preserve and at Pioneer Park in Fairbanks. Fairbanks is the venue in the interior for local fine arts, a symphony orchestra, and world-renowned theatrical and musical performances performed year-round. For other options, call the local visitor bureau to see what is happening while your clients are in the area. The TravelAlaska.com website also lists events throughout the year in each area. Shopping. Fairbanks has shopping on all levels, from large stores and malls to museum gift shops and galleries. The visitor can buy a variety of items from t-shirts, hats, and mugs to fine quality handcrafted art. There are roadhouses and gift shops along the road and in smaller communities and villages. Your clients may even meet the artists themselves. Specialties of the area include birch baskets, beaded moccasins, and authentic Athabascan crafts. Tell your clients to look for the silver hand, Alaska made, and Alaska grown logos discussed in Module 1 to show the items are authentic and made in Alaska. What to pack. Prepare for the season and dress in layers is the best advice you can give your clients when it comes to packing for the interior. Good walking shoes are a must. Comfort is crucial. Bring sunglasses year round. It is warm in summer, very cold in winter. Good clothing selection is important. Plan and pack accordingly. There are plenty of stores in Fairbanks for your clients to pick up anything they may have forgotten. Next page.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Would you like me to continue?
Yeah, if you want, it's up to you. I'm going to play the video, but again, whenever you're ready to stop, because it does take a lot out of you, feel free.
Yeah. I'm ready to continue.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Let's watch this video real quick. Sorry, it's very low. All right, we'll skip through this. You can watch it later, guys. I know it's getting late, so we'll go to the next one.
Okay. Denali National Park and Preserve Region. Denali is the Athabascan name meaning the high one. Denali is the tallest peak in North America at 20,310 feet. The entrance located on the park's highway 120 miles south of Fairbanks and 230 miles north of Anchorage is easy to get to by road and train. An airstrip is located nearby in Healy for air taxi service and flight scene. People travel to the park to see its wildlife, experience the vast landscape, and get a chance to spot Denali. How they do this depends on the visitor. Package tours often provide 1 to 2 nights at the park and an afternoon or morning tour into the park. Your clients may want more time to experience more of the region. Most of the accommodations for the park are located on the park's highway outside of the entrance to the national park and up to 10 miles north and south of the entrance, including the community of Healy. Visitors staying outside of the park at these lodges, hotels, cabins, campgrounds, and B&Bs should be aware that Denali is not visible from the park entrance. On a clear day, the mountain can be seen from various points within the park and from some places in south central Alaska and the interior. There are a wide range of activities in and around the park. Some of these include dog sledding rides and demonstrations, hiking trails, rafting on the Nenana River, flight seeing, off-road experiences on the historic Stampede Trail, and much more. Check with travelalaska.com or the Denali National Park and Preserve websites for more information. Access. People come to Denali National Park and Preserve for the wildlife and the accessible wilderness. Wildlife sightings, while not guaranteed, are frequent, and visitors may report they have seen the big five: brown bear, caribou, Dall sheep, moose, and the wolf. Also found are fox, wolverine, lynx, and more. The 91-mile-long road into the park travels to Wonder Lake and Kantishna, a small area with a gold mining history, and a few remote wilderness lodges. The road is open from late May through mid-September, weather and road conditions permitting. Except for the first and last weeks of the summer season, private vehicles are not permitted more than 15 miles into the national park. A road lottery is held each year for a chance to drive as far as the road is open during the last few days of the season in late September. Shuttle buses, converted school buses travel the length of the road to the visitor center, with passengers able to get on and off along the way. Guided short nature tours travel 20 miles into the park to Savage River, and an all-day narrated bus tours travel to Tolkut River 53 miles each way. Tours into the park are often included in package tours. If not, reservations for the chosen tour shall be made well in advance, or should be made well in advance of your client's arrival. Hikers, bicyclists, and in winter, dog sleds are also allowed on the road. There are many areas on the road for wildlife and scenery viewing. Hiking trails are marked in some cases, and in other cases, the hiker is encouraged to find their own way. Anyone traveling into the back country is required to register with the Park Service at the park headquarters and view a backcountry safety and skills video. For more information on shuttle services, camping, and hiking, refer to the Denali National Park and Preserve website. Most of the park's 6 million acres, 2.4 million of wilderness are inaccessible by road. This can make flight seeing by fixed-wing aircraft or helicopter an attractive option for touring the park. Attractions. The Alaska Range, a 400-mile long mountain range running into an arc east to west, with Denali its highest peak. Birds, year-round residents include ravens, great horned owls, and 3 species of ptarmigan. Denali National Park Headquarters, Park Administrative Center, open to public, provides detailed park information, maps, and natural history display. Opening date is May 15th each year, and closing date is mid-September, roughly 2 weeks after Labor Day. Denali Road, the 91-mile road traverses the park. Dog sledding demonstration, 30-minute program touring kennels and visiting Alaskan Huskies. Elson Visitor Center, located 66 miles into the park on the Denali Park Road. It provides culture and natural resources information, displays, and services to backpackers. The Kantishna Mining District at the west end of the road into the Denali National Park and Preserve is Kantishna, a private land holding inside the national park boundary, which was once the center of an active gold mining district. Gold is still mined on a small scale, and there are several luxury wilderness lodges in the area, including the original roadhouse. Natural wonders: Savage River, Polychrome Pass, the Outer Range, Wonder Lake, Sanctuary River, Muldrow Glacier, to name a few. Stampede Road, mining road with access outside the park, used by backcountry travelers. See Healy. Wildlife residents: caribou, grizzly bears, wolves, moose, Dall sheep, lynx, marmots, fox, and snowshoe hares, to name a few. Shall I continue?
If you like.
All right.
Let's see, this one's kind of a long one too. So.
Looks like it. All right. Alaska Highway Region. The Alaska Highway is also known as the ALCAN, the abbreviated version of its original name, the Alaska-Canada Highway. Several of the smaller communities in the interior, as well as the spectacular roadways, are accessible by the Alaska Highway. By taking the Alaska Highway, your clients can experience some of the interior's amazing scenery, smaller communities, and meet some of the unique people that make this region special. Delta Junction. Delta Junction, the official end of the Alaska Highway, as it joins the existing Richardson Highway to complete the route to Fairbanks, is home to several historic roadhouses, including Rika's Roadhouse. The area presents a picturesque rural setting, complemented by spectacular views of the Alaska Range. Clear days allow views of Mount Hayes, Mount Fofet, and Delta River, which is the town's namesake. Delta Junction developed into an agricultural region and is home to over 30 large farms and more than 160 small farms. Delta Junction offers the first view of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline for visitors coming up the Alaska Highway from Canada. The best view is about 9 miles north of town, where the pipeline crosses to the Tanana River. Pump station number 9 is located about 8 miles south of the town on the Richardson Highway. Location. Delta Junction is located at the convergence of the Richardson and Alaska highways, approximately 95 miles southeast of Fairbanks. The city developed along the east bank of the Delta River, south of its junction with the Tanana River. Access by road via the Richardson Highway from Fairbanks or Glen Allen and the Alaska Highway from Tok and Canada. Community air service out of Fairbanks is also available. Accommodations and amenities. A few hotels, motels, several B&Bs, and campgrounds. There is also a small selection of restaurants. Attractions. Alaska Homestead and Historical Museum that's 6 miles east of town on the Alaska Highway. See a homestead farm, large collection of early farming equipment. Barley fields, a popular migration stop for up to 200,000 sandhill cranes. Spring and fall migrations offer spectacular viewing of the cranes as well as geese and many other waterfowl. Clearwater State Recreational Site, fishing, camping, boat access to the Tanana and Good Pasture rivers. Big Delta State Historical Park includes historic Riga's Roadhouse built in 1910 and a number of other historic outbuildings, facilities, and Athabascan artifacts. Delta Bison Sanctuary, a 90,000-acre sanctuary for more than 500 free-roaming bison created in 1980 south of the Alaska Highway off the Richardson Highway. Delta Junction Visitor Center. In the quote-unquote triangle, the area where the Alaska Highway merges into the Richardson Highway, the Visitor Center has historic and wildflower displays. Just outside is the large white milepost for mile 1422 of the Alcan, marking the end of the famous highway. Quartz Lake State Recreational Area, camping, boating, and fishing for rainbow trout and silver salmon. Sullivan Roadhouse, relocated across from the Visitor Center, built in 1905, is one of the largest remaining original roadhouses from the Valdez to Fairbanks Trail and is an excellent free museum of interior pioneer artifacts. Trans-Alaska Pipeline. A section of the pipeline is visible over the Tanana River. Tok. Tok is located 125 miles from the Canadian border between the Tanana River and the Alaska Range. From its beginnings as a construction camp during the building of the Alaska Highway in 1942, Tok has grown into the primary trade and service center for the area, including several Athabascan villages. Tok boasts the title of Sled Dog Capital of Alaska because so many of its residents are involved in some way with dogs and dog mushing. Tok is the only town in Alaska that the highway traveler must pass through twice, once when arriving in Alaska and once on leaving. From Tok, your clients can drive 254 miles via the Tok Cutoff to Valdez and Prince William Sound, 328 miles via the Tok Cutoff and Glen Highway to Anchorage, or continue on the Alaska and Richardson highways, 206 miles to Fairbanks. The Taylor Highway heads north out of Tok to Chicken Eagle and provides access to Yukon Charlie Rivers National Preserve. Location. Tok is located at the junction of the Alaska Highway and the Tok Cutoff to the Glen Highway, 125 miles from the Canadian border. Access, primary highway with commuter air service from Fairbanks 3 days a week. Accommodations and amenities. There are several motels, hotels, and B&Bs, as well as many RV parks and a small selection of restaurants. There are many hotels, motels available in winter, but fewer restaurants. Attractions. Tok Chamber of Commerce, Main Street, Alaska Visitor Center offers statewide travel information, community displays, and free coffee, open year-round. Tok Public Lands Information Center, museum displays, a wildlife film, and trip planning information on state and national parks and campgrounds, as well as the Alaska Marine Highway System. Chicken. Chicken is a well-known mining community whose name is legend. Early miners could not agree on the spelling of Tarmigna, a local chicken-like bird whose name is pronounced Tarmiga. Mm. So they decided to call the town Chicken because they knew how to spell that. The small community lies in the 40-mile river basin, the indigenous home to the Han-Kuchin people. It is less than a mile from the Mosquito Fork, which is one of several watercraft entries into the 40-mile wild and scenic river system. Location. Chicken is 66 miles north of Tetlin Junction on the Taylor Highway from Dawson City in the Yukon Territory. It is 109 miles via the top of the world and the Taylor Highways to Chicken. Access. Road access via the Taylor Highway from Tetlin Junction and the top of the world highway from Dawson City, Yukon Territory. I don't know why I can't say that. Territory. Air charters from Talk or Fairbanks and air tours from Chena Hot Springs. Custom and package motor coach tours, shuttle service from Fairbanks, Talk, and Dawson City. Accommodations and amenities. A couple campgrounds, cabins, an espresso cappuccino bar, saloon, and 2 cafes. Attractions. Chicken Creek Hotel, built in 1906 and later served as a school where Anne Trisha Purdy taught before writing her highly acclaimed book, Tisha. Pedro Dredge, originally mined in the Fairbanks area before its move to Chicken in 1959. The dredge is one of the few dredges in the state open to the public. Eagle, one of the better preserved boom towns of the Alaska mining era, Eagle is a quaint hamlet of log cabins and clapboard houses. Located at the north end of the Taylor Highway and just 6 miles west of the Alaska-Canada border, Eagle overlooks the Yukon River below Eagle Bluff. The Athabascans established the original settlement. A trading post was built in the early 1880s. Eagle reached its peak at the turn of the 20th century when it boasted a population of more than 1,500 residents, some who went so far as to call their town the Paris of the North. Wow. Okay. Eagle is said to have the state's largest museum system, boasting 5 resorted turn-of-the-century buildings. Historically an important riverboat landing, Eagle is still a popular jumping-off point for Yukon River travelers. Summer float trips from Eagle Down River through the Yukon-Charlie Rivers National Preserve to the community of Circle are a popular activity. The Top of the World Highway. Top of the World Highway is a 79-mile long highway beginning at the junction with the Taylor Highway in Alaska, traveling east to its terminus at the ferry terminal in West Dawson on the western banks of the Yukon River. The highway has been in existence since at least 1955 and is only open during summer months.
Very good. Are you still okay to continue or you want to hand it off?
I think I want to hand it off because I'm starting to get tongue-tied. I applaud anybody and everybody who reads.
I'm telling you. All right, anybody want to volunteer? And we'll probably stop after this one. We'll get through 8 hopefully. Again, if you don't want to read, that's fine. I'll take it over. But anybody else?
I can read for you, Marnie.
Okay, thank you, Joyce.
Let me just close the door because my dogs are going to keep
Okay,
barking.
no worries. Yeah, it does. It takes a lot out of you. And it's like my mouth. Blah, blah. So I appreciate you guys helping out.
Okay, and you're ready? Let me put it higher. Okay, I talk fast, so just let me give you a heads up. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, the Denali Highway is 133 miles, rough brown road traveling just south of the Alaska Range. It travels between Cantwell on the Parks Highway at the edge of Denali National Park and Preserve, east to Paxton on the Richardson Highway. This is not to be confused with the road that goes into Denali National Park and Reserve. RVs, cars, and bicycles frequent the road, but a couple of our tour operators also included in their itineraries for its scenic quality. Just east of Paxton lies the Golconda River. Spawning salmon may be seen from mid to late summer. These salmon are protected, but the region offers other excellent fishing opportunities for trout and grayling. Views along the road can be stunning. Weather permitting, your clients can look west and see Denali. Wildlife can sometimes be spotted on the road: moose, caribou, bear, and waterfowl. Fowl. Accommodations are limited to a couple roadhouses, cabins, and camping. The scenery is spectacular, and it's a great way to connect the park highways and the Richardson Highway. Paxson. The community of Paxson is located on the shores of Paxson Lake, near the intersection of the Denali Highway and the Richardson Highway. Paxson is a small town with lots of cabins. Among the year-round residents, there are plenty of dog mushers. I can't see anymore. Can you scroll up? I'm looking at my computer now. Can you scroll up? Okay, there we go. Okay, where am I at now? I got lost. Again. The community of Paxson is located on the shores of Paxson Lake near the intersection of the Denali Highway and the Richardson Highway. Paxson is a small town with lots of cabins. Among the year-round residents, there are plenty of dog mushers, and your clients may see or hear kennels full of sled dogs if they stop here. A large lodge is located where the two highways meet and offers rooms for rent, a restaurant, gas, RV parking, and some groceries, but otherwise services are fairly limited.
Very good. Right. Doo-doo-doo.
Okay, hold on.
Western Interior region.
Okay. Just south of Denali National Park and Preserve on the George Parks Highway, the small town of Cantwell provides visitors, services, as well as access to the Denali Highway. Named after the Cantwell River, the original name for the Nenana River, Cantwell was established in the mid-1920s as a railroad construction camp and later became a flag stop for trains traveling between Anchorage and Fairbanks. Healy, the community closest to Denali National Park and Preserve. Healy was settled in the early 1900s by prospectors, trappers, and commercial hunters. A railroad construction camp was built nearby in 1920. Healy soon transformed into a full-fledged railroad town. Coal miners were also developed nearby. In 1922, workers completed a 4-mile spur road that allowed large quantities of coal to be shipped north to Fairbanks from the Centrana mine. In 1942, this mine was purchased by the Usabelli Coal Company, which today extracts 2 million tons per year of coal from Alaska's only commercial coal mine. With its location on the park's highways and proximity to the Alaska Railroad, Healy serves highway travelers in Denali National Park and Preserve visitors alike. Location. Healy's 11 miles north of the entrance to Denali National Park and Preserve on the George Parks Highway and 78 miles southwest of Fairbanks. Access. By road via the Parks Highway from Anchorage to the south of Fairbanks to the north. Air taxi service available in spring and in summer. Accommodations and amenities. There is a handful of hotels, motels, and B&Bs and campground RV parks, along with several lodge cabins. A few restaurants, auto repair, and grocery store are also available. Attractions. The historic Stampede Trail. Many years ago, this trail led the Stampede Mine, once Alaska's prime producer of antimony. Much of the trail is now within Denali National Park and Preserve, though its first 25 to 30 mile are outside the park. Your clients should be informed that only the first few miles of trail are well graded. Beyond that, the Stampede Trail is largely outgrown and challenging to follow. This trail gained much attention from the book movie Into the Wild. There are several tour companies that operate tours on the Stampede Trail. The Usabelli Coal Mine. Daily 1-hour tours throughout the summer include its quality control office, main shop, warehouse, coal hopper, and crusher. Conditions permitting, the tour also includes the 15 million dragline boom, a 4.3 million pound shoveling machine with a 33-yard bucket, which scoops an average of 24,000 yards of earth in 24 hours. Nenana. On the Parks Highway, 65 miles south of Fairbanks. Nenana lies on the banks of the Tatana and Nenana rivers. The town's name is taken from the Athabascan word Nenana, meaning point of camping between two rivers. Nenana, it was the site of a roadhouse until it was chosen as the base for building the northern portion of the Alaska Railroad in 1916. Besides its historical charm and Alaska Athabascan cultural richness, Nenana also has the Nenana Ice Classic. This lottery tradition began in 1917 by Alaska Railroad surveyors. Alaskans all over the state and participants from all over the world try to guess the exact time of ice breakup on the frozen Tatana River. The first movement of river ice in spring, mid-April to early May, is detected by a tripod, which actually has 4 legs, placed 300 feet from shore. When the ice moves, dislodging the tripod, a cord attached to a clock on shore stops the clock, and the exact time on the clock determines the winner. Besides this one event, there is no lottery or cruise casinos in the state. Location: Nenana is located 65 miles south of Fairbanks on the Parks Highway near the junction of Tatana and the Nenana rivers. Access: primarily highway and air taxi service. Accommodations and amenities: there are a couple of motels, hotels, a B&B and RV park. There's also a handful of restaurants. Attractions: there's the Alaska State Railroad Museum, houses railroad memorabilia and local artifacts located in the Nenana train station, which is built in 1923. It was extensively restored in 1988 and is now on the National Register of Historical Sites. There's also the railroad monument commemorates when President Warren G. Harding drove in the gold spike, marking the completion of the Alaska Railroad, and the Nenana Visitor Center. It's a log cabin with a sod roof planted with colorful flowers during the summer. In St. Mark's Church, built in 1905 and recently restored to its original splendor. The pews are embellished with handmade carvings, and the altar cloth is made of moose hide, decorated with indigenous beadwork. And the Taku Chief River Tug once pushed barges along the Tatana River.
All right. You okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. Almost done, guys.
Okay, so the Fairbanks area is the heart of the interior, with which community offering something unique to your clients, encouraging them to linger a little longer. Then trail by rail, river, road, and air explode the rest of Alaska. From here, it's easy for your clients to head north to the Arctic, south to some of the most beautiful national parklands in the country, and southeast through the Yukon Territory into Alaska's Inside Passage. Fairbanks. Perched on the edge of the Arctic wilderness and the banks of the Chenal River, Fairbanks is also known as Alaska's Golden Heart City, as much for the warmth of the people as for its location in the heart of the interior. In 1902, Felix Pedro found gold in the region, and thousands of prospectors swarmed the air in search of the mother lode. Fairbanks quickly became, and still is, the trade and transportation center for the interior and far north regions. The frontier spirit that helped create Fairbanks is strong today, and is part of what makes Alaska's 3rd largest city a thriving community, ready to share its modern amenities with visitors year-round. Whether your clients are arriving as part of a package tour or they're traveling independently, they will find a range of dining options, comfortable, well-appointed accommodations, and entertaining and educational activities and attractions. Popular activities include gold panning and riverboating on the Chenal River. The long days of summer provide many hours of recreational pursuits. Winter features numerous celebrations, and northern lights illuminate the night sky. Location. Located centrally in the heart of Alaska, Fairbanks is the gateway for travel to the Brooks Range and Arctic coastal plain, and to the communities such as Fort Yukon, Cold Foot, Bettles, Anakatupa Pass, and Nome. The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is easily accessible by a small plane and the famous Dalton River, also known as the North Slope Haul Road, and can be traveled by those with a thirst for adventure. Access. Fairbanks is easily accessed by plane, rail, and road. Daily jet service is available for many U.S. I guess good. Cities and offers schedules and chartered service to Europe. The Alaska Railroad connects Fairbanks to Denali National Park and Preserve, Anchorage, Whittier, and Seward. The Alaska Highways offers road access via Canada. The Richardson Highway links Fairbanks to Valdez and Prince William Sound, and the George Parks Highway links Fairbanks to Anchorage. Accommodations and amenities. There are plenty of accommodations available in Fairbanks with a wide array of options and around the surrounding areas, as well as camp, guards, and RV parks. Fairbanks can easily host meetings in mid-size to small conventions and conferences. Attractions. Access to the far north. Package stores and fit travel. Aurora Borealis, generally visible from September until the beginning of April, average 240 nights per year. Church of the Immaculate Conception, and you have the Creamers Field Migratory Bird Refuge. You have the dog sled races, the George Johnson Botanical Gardens, Hot Springs, or an Ice Museum, the large Animal Research Station, Pioneer Park, and Transatlantic Pipeline, and the University of Alaska Museum of the North.
Woo! Two more. We got this, guys. We got this. Let's see real quick. Yeah, this is a short one. Cool.
Fairbanks region continued. Circle is located on the Steeds Highway about 125 miles northeast of Fairbanks. Circle was originally a mining settlement. Now the small community is made up of a log buildings, and offers good access for Yukon River kayakers and river rafters. Esther was originally a gold mining town on Esther Creek, with the first claim staked in February 1903. In 1987, the gold camp was designated the Esther Camp Historic District by the National Register of Historic Places. North Pole, located 12 miles south of Fairbanks on the Alaska Highway, North Pole receives thousands of letters from Santa Claus every year. Regional attractions include, I can't see, can you scroll up? Sorry. Okay. Regional attractions include views of the transatlantic Alaska Pipeline and Santa Claus house with its gift shop and reindeer. Prancer, Comet, and Cupid, who are in the residence year-round when they are not helping deliver presents.
Aw.
Isn't that cute?
All right, last one. Let's do this. Hold on real quick. Oh, short. Cool. Yay.
Okay, so northern interior region. The northeast interior region of Alaska is accessible by small plane and boat in the warmer months. In the winter months, for the adventurous, by snowmobile and on ice road rivers, which when frozen are used as roads. Your clients can travel through the Arctic Circle to experience an authentic Spokane village, and in the winter, some of the best northern lights viewing anywhere. Fort Yukon is one of the older settlements in Alaska and remains the largest primary Athabascan village in Alaska. At the furthest north point of the Yukon River. It is just north of the Arctic Circle and is located beneath the Aurora Borealis belt, providing some of the best aurora viewing anywhere in the world. Mentioned in Jack London's books, home of the first climbers of Denali, Fort Yukon is an interesting historic village in its location. Fort Yukon is located 145 miles northeast of Fairbanks and 8 miles north of the Arctic Circle. At the confluence of the Yukon and Porcupine Rivers axis. Scheduled air service from Fairbanks and chartered service year-round or by barge or boat during the summer months. Accommodations at lodge and a B&B, and attractions is the Junjinsu Ichit Museum and the Northern Lights.
Congratulations. Yay. All right, test time, guys. Let's do this, and then you guys can get on with your night. What is the name of the indigenous people who call the interior home? Wow. Anybody know this one? Anybody?
From the covenants of promise, and you have
Athabascan.
Okay, let's try that. That is correct. Very good. Okay, take a picture. Athabascan. Okay, very good. Interior. When early miners were naming the area they were prospecting in, they decided to name it after the bird that frequented the area, but they could not decide on the proper spelling of Ptarmigan. What did they name the town instead?
Chicken.
What was it? Chicken? Chicken.
Yes.
Very good. Chicken.
Now, what if we have different questions?
You just take a picture and then we go, your question will come up. So
Oh,
just,
okay.
just wait for your question, answer it so you don't get it wrong. And then
Okay.
we'll go and help you with the rest of them.
Okay.
So you can take like a screenshot.
Okay.
True or false, wildlife sightings are guaranteed in the Denali National Park. Is that false?
True.
True. Nope.
Oh, it's
false.
false. Oh, it's false.
Thank you, Chrissy. Should have listened to you. What mountain range is Mount McKinney located in? What mountain range is Mount McKinney located in? Is it the Wrangell? I don't know. Anybody know? Anybody? Hopefully they'll let me retake it if I guess. I'll try this. Nope. Ah, okay. So it looks like I'm gonna have to
It will let you retake it. I retook mine
Okay.
on the last test.
Which one is this? Anybody? Nope. It's the
Try
Alaska,
the Alaska range.
Remember that, Alaska Range. What is the Nanana Ice Classic? Nanana Ice Classic. Golf tournament,
See?
state lottery, ice fishing, or local pond tournament? What'd you
The
say,
third one.
the lottery?
Yeah, it's a state lottery.
Very good, state lottery, very good. True or false, the Denali National Park tours travel the entire 91 miles of the park road.
No.
True?
No.
False.
False, it's false.
False.
Where might you travel to in this region to see free roaming bison? Is that Healy? I don't know. Free roaming bison. Do you guys remember that one? Come on, we got
It's
17
The
people
Delta
on here.
Junction.
What is it?
I could have sworn it was the Delta and Johnson, but I don't want to give you another wrong answer.
Let's try it. That's right. Whoop, whoop. So bison is Delta. Remember, bison and Delta. Which community serves as the official end to the Alaska Highway? Which community is the official end to the Alaska Highway?
Delta Junction.
Correct. Delta is the official end. Denali is Athabascan for the high one.
True.
Ooh, very good. What interior community is known as the Golden Heart City?
Fairbanks.
Correct. Da-da-da! Unfortunately, I didn't pass, so let's go through it again. What is the name of the interior home? What one was that? Was it Athabascan?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. When early miners were naming the area, that's Chicken, correct?
Yes.
Denali is Athabascan for the high one.
True.
True. True or false? The Denali traveled the entire 91 miles. That is false. False, guys. Which community serves as the official end to the Alaska Highway? Delta, correct?
Yes.
That is correct. True or false? Wildlife sightings are guaranteed. That is false. They're not guaranteed. Hopefully you'll see them. What mountain range is McKinney located in? That's the Alaska Range. Alaska Range. And what is the Nanana Ice Classic? That's the lottery. Correct. Where might you travel to see free roaming bison? Wasn't that Delta Junction? Yep, it is Delta. Last but not least, what interior community is known as the Golden Heart City? Fairbanks? Correct. All right, anybody else need a question answered? Did everybody pass?
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations. All right, so we have a few more. We will do these next Wednesday. So please join us. Go up to your profile, guys. Print out your certificates. Congratulations. Let me see if there's a refresh. We should have a refresh, right? Because we did pass that, right? So it may have to take a minute. But yeah, post your certificate. That's a beautiful certificate. So view progress. Let's see where we're at. So completed. All right, so we have 5 more. May have to put another week in here. Download certificate. All right, so see guys, you get all kinds of certificate, post them, let people know how you did and that you guys are specialists, okay? All right, and then we will see you on Friday. We're doing Britain, okay? When you go over here to Rising Tide and go to our training link, Britain's link is right here. I suggest you guys go in and register so that way you guys can get access and we can get going on it, okay? Let's see if I'm registered. All right, let's try different. Okay, I need to possibly register or find out what my link is. All right, guys, so this is the link though. So let me go ahead and give this to you and you guys can get registered for Friday. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Tomorrow we will have 2 hours of Q&A, but we also have Amy Cabrera's Disney training. I suggest you don't miss that. That is tomorrow right here at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Love to see you guys on there. We do Team Building 102 with Justin tomorrow. So that one is at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So just stay plugged in, guys. I do voucher and accountability on Saturday. And otherwise, yeah, right here, 102, we're doing, no, what is today, 22nd? We're doing 101. Okay, 101 training. Sorry about that. I guess we skipped the 15th. So I'll be on training tomorrow. All right,
Marnie?
guys, congratulations. Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Okay.
I'm getting an echo.
Hello there. Okay, I'm going to